Get ready to test your endurance and take it to the next level. Today, we're challenging you to conquer an epic staircase challenge. Head to the closest towering skyscraper in your area, yes, that one with 21 floors of pure vertical awesomeness. Don't even think about pressing that elevator button. Today, it's all about those stairs, baby. Lace up your running shoes and get ready to feel the burn as you take on this thrilling task. Are you up for the challenge? Alright, let's get real for a second. Some of you might be gasping just thinking about it, and we won't lie, the rest of us almost needed an elevator to catch our breath. But seriously, we wanted to make a point without being too dramatic or romantic, because that wasn't our intention. Elevators were actually a game changer when they first hit the scene, especially as high-rise buildings started popping up everywhere. Hey there, smart players. Today we're diving into one of humanity's most game-changing inventions, elevators. Just imagine skyscrapers without them. It's a space-saving marvel that revolutionized urban living. But here's the fascinating part: these incredible machines have been hiding a major secret from us. So buckle up, because we're about to uncover what makes them tick. Imagine waking up to find yourself stuck on the 19th floor, your daily escape routes gone in an instant, poof. No more elevator rides, no more convenient escapes. For one day, you're cut off from the world outside your doorstep with zero backup plans. The only solution: trading your office chair for a home desk and embracing the ultimate work-from-home challenge. Let's dive into why elevators became an essential part of modern life, and I'm sure even the most dedicated gym rats would agree with us. No one wants to voluntarily run up hundreds of flights of stairs. Now that we've got our daily elevator use on lock, it's time to uncover a fascinating secret. Have you ever looked beyond your reflection in those mirrors inside elevators? They're not just for vanity, they actually serve a surprising purpose. Hey guys, check this out. When stepping into an elevator, you're basically staring at a whole room full of mirrors. But only when it's empty. But let's be real, most of the time, it's like a mini people party in there, and all you can think is, a dozen faces, same thought. Let's dive right into it. Today we're ditching the small talk and getting straight to the good stuff. Exploring every nook and cranny of this room. We've got a ton of cool features to share, starting with, you guessed it, these incredible mirrors. But don't worry, we won't just be staring at our reflections all day, although, let's be real, who doesn't love a good mirror moment? Let's dive into why those massive mirrors are staring back at you in the elevator, shall we? Ever wondered what the real reason is behind this reflective feature? Some might say it's so you can touch up your mascara on the go or give yourself one last glance before a big meeting. And let's be honest, who hasn't used an elevator mirror to perfect their look? But there's more to it than just vanity. If we didn't have these mirrors in elevators, our daily commutes might take a bit longer, because that final finishing touch would have to wait until we reached our destination. Talk about making us fashionably late for work every day. Imagine stepping into one of the first ever elevators, a rickety contraption that took ages to reach your floor. Back then, having a mirror wasn't about hiding dark circles or perfecting your look. It was actually about providing a sense of safety and control for these early elevator riders. These retro lifts often had open sides, exposing passengers to the inner workings and heights they'd rather not think about. That's where the first mirrors came in, to help people gauge how close they were to their desired floor, without having to look down at the controls or peer out into the abyss. Get ready to take a trip back in time to the industrial age, when skyscrapers were popping up left and right. It was like a giant game of vertical Tetris. With buildings reaching for the clouds, people needed a way to get to those high floors without turning into human stair-climbing machines. Cue elevators, the ultimate game changers. But hold up, there was a major speed bump literally. Elevators were moving at a snail's pace, and back then, who had time for that? Fast forward to a major problem for elevator companies: impatient humans. Complaints started rolling in, and these companies were freaking out because nobody likes unhappy customers, right? They organized brainstorming sessions to find solutions, but there was a catch. Upgrading the machinery could have blown their budgets, essentially putting their entire business at risk. Meanwhile, mirrors just sat quietly observing all this chaos unfold, wondering when they'd enter the story of speeding elevators. Buckle up, folks. You might think I'm about to debunk the slow elevator myth, but hold on, it gets even more interesting. A clever thinker pointed out that maybe the speed wasn't the issue, but our perception of time was being influenced by, you guessed it, the people inside. So, researchers dug in and discovered that riders were actually overestimating how long their elevator ride took. Why? Because they had zero to do while waiting for those floors to pass by, making the minutes feel like hours. Pure time distortion. Imagine you're stuck in an elevator for what feels like an eternity. Then bam, A genius idea strikes: put mirrors inside to keep riders entertained and distracted from the ride's speed. This way, people won't even notice they're going up or down, and the building owners save cash on complaints about fast elevators. It's a win-win situation that proves sometimes all it takes is a little creativity to make a big impact. Get this, elevator manufacturers pulled off a sneaky upgrade swap and no one even noticed. They kept the exact same speed, but added fancy new mirrors, which had everyone obsessed with their reflections, completely forgetting about the time. This old school trick was actually effective back when elevators crawled along, but today, we're so used to admiring ourselves in these reflective walls that it's become a habit we can't shake. Buckle up, we're about to shatter some elevator myths. You might have thought those lift mirrors were just for vanity, but safety is the real MVP here. They've been instrumental in catching theft and even predicting potential assaults. Now let's travel to Japan, where this mirror magic first kicked off. It's all about accessibility. Elevators have revolutionized mobility for wheelchair users, making it a breeze to zip between floors, whereas stairs can be a major hurdle. Here's the deal: when you're jammed inside a small lift, navigating can be tough, especially if you're in a wheelchair. That's why strategically placed mirrors are a total game changer. They let people with mobility issues back in or out of the lift without having to twist and turn, significantly lowering the risk of accidents. It's a thoughtful detail that genuinely makes life easier for those who need it most. Talk about accessibility done right. Now you're probably sold on why mirrors in lifts are awesome, but there's more to this story than meets the eye. Imagine being stuck in a tiny box with no way out, rising or falling at a snail's pace. That's basically what an elevator can feel like for people who experience claustrophobia. It's not just about being in small spaces, though. It's also about the lack of fresh air and feeling trapped with others. The result? Sweaty palms and a racing heartbeat as anxiety takes over. Buckle up for this mind-blowing fact. Did you know adding mirrors to elevators can actually lower anxiety? It's because these reflective surfaces create an optical illusion, making small spaces feel larger and helping you overcome the fear of being trapped. Elevators are a daily must, and so are those seemingly random mirrors inside them. But what do you think is the real reason behind this design choice? Sound off in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button if you found this video as awesome as we do. There's more where that came from. We'd love it if you could give our other videos a watch too. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for the latest updates straight from our universe of edutainment. Thanks again for tuning in.